Hey everyone, New12 here. Thank you guys for tuning in to my first episode of Chapter 4, the last of the question arcs. And, not even gonna fucking try to say the name. I'm just gonna keep calling this Chapter 4. Because they're just getting crazier and crazier. Either way, I'm looking forward to it. Sound level seems to be actually better than the other stuff from what it appeared to be. I actually didn't have to change that much. I mean, for the most part, that is. And I'll lower that a little bit, just because it got a little ridiculous. But other than that, I think it's fine for now. Either way, I'm really excited to get into this. So, let's start with the story. God. It's fucking creepy as shit. Now that it decided to be actually quite a bit louder. Himatsubushi. Sure, we'll go with that's how you say it. For you, the final mystery. I now entrust you with all the mysteries hidden within Higurashi when they cry. However comical it may be, if you have reached any conjecture, then you have passed. This final novel is a meager reward for you. Conjecture is impossible. You have the right to reject this story. Okay. I reserve all rights to say fuck you, this never happened. Sure. Still don't like that laugh. Still don't like the children. Who is the criminal, you ask? Don't we search for them in this story? Who is the criminal, you ask? Do you even know what the criminal did? Who's the criminal? Who is the criminal you will kill me now? Who will kill me now? Interesting. Midsummer 1985. Before. That's before the other ones. I'm pretty sure. Because I think it was 86? Maybe 87. When the other one starts. I think. Probably. I had misread the time and ended up arriving too early. The schedule board flipped it with a series of clacks. I assume this isn't Keiichi, because I don't think he was a business guy. My flight to Sapporo was still a bit later on. I still had over an hour before boarding. At least I assume it's a business guy. Well, I might as well close my eyes for a bit on that bench over there. Then, I came here directly from work, so maybe the fatigue from that was making me sleepy. Finding a suitable bench, I put my luggage on the seat next to me and settled down. Nothing like air travel. I sighed like an old man. Are you an old man? I had hoped to stay young forever, but had become splendidly middle-aged. Apparently the rumor that even people in the later half of their 20s experience a decline in their physical strength wasn't a lie. I had been mind-numbingly busy at work lately, so I rarely had any time to myself. Oh, the struggle. This might have been the first time I'd been able to enjoy a journey alone like this since I was a student. The reason behind this trip was to meet with an old friend. It was a bit strange to call him an old friend. In fact, it might be better to call him a bad one. Asshole. After retiring a couple of years ago, he moved to Sapporo, his mother's hometown. His mother passed away soon after, and he was now peacefully enjoying his second lease on life. His name was Kurado Oishi. Kurado Oishi. God fucking Oishi. God fucking damn it. So maybe by not accepting it, he means I don't like the fact that it's Oishi that I have to do this. God damn it. So how? It's only been like, what, 5 minutes since it started, if that? Yeah, fucking 5 minutes? Yeah. I might be able to just call it. I don't need to read anymore. He said it was optional. Fuck Oishi. He was a former detective from the primary investigation unit at the station in Okinomiya Prefecture. To be honest, the only direct contact we ever had didn't last more than 3 days. After that, we exchanged New Year's cards, but never met again. I would never want to meet him again. So this would be the first time meeting him in 7 years. In other words, we met 7 years ago, in 1978. There was something I just had to ask, to talk to him about concerning that time. To explain that it was impossible not to recall the incident that happened back then. That kidnapping, the details and resolution of which were resigned to darkness. Also, it was impossible not to recall a certain mysterious girl. My name is Mamoru Akasaka. Sure. I thought it was a year that had been strangely hot, even though it was only June. Oh, it's flashback time. The flashbacks. Early summer, 1978. Goodbye, teacher. Okay, bye. Watch out for cars. And don't drop in at a friend's house along the way. Make sure you get your textbooks in order for tomorrow before you go to bed. Clatter, clatter, clatter. The lively sounds of children running towards the hallway. Hey now, didn't I tell you before? I already have one of those. I don't need any more. The unique high-pitched voice of youth. Yeah, I don't feel like acting like a child. Fuck off. I'm done with those years. Fuck being a child. The energetic shrill of the cicadas went completely unheard by their ears, especially when they have no character art. Fuck those people. Children returning home from school split off one by one from their groups of friends as they went through intersections in the residential area. Even though there were several of them in a group, as they left the school, as they got closer to their homes, their numbers dwindled. That's why the fewer friends you were walking home with acted as an indicator that you were that much closer to your destination, or you just didn't have that many friends. One or the other. Later. See ya. Yeah, see you tomorrow. He finally parted ways with his last friend. A van was parked at a bend in the road. Oh, God. No. No. Do I really have to read this next part? Please don't take that turn, game. Please don't take that turn. Please don't. The window was open, the sound of a radio leaking outside. Don't be a windowless van. Don't be a windowless white van. It must have been the news or something. For that reason, the 3 of them were arrested for traffic violations and obstruction of justice. Due to the protest against the Hinamizawa Dam project resulting in bloodshed when clashing with riot police last month, things have only become more violent. Okay, so it's still going on. So this is pre-curse. Pre the curse of whatever, Oyashiro-sama. Interesting. The police are therefore taking precautions against radical activists, causing yet another incident. Last week there was also a direct conversation with Minister Inugai on the steps of the Ministry of Construction. The boy's ears perked up at the mention of the name Inugai. At that moment, a man's face peeked out suddenly from the window of the van. Ugh. His behavior was a little different than that of a man looking around to see if there was any incoming traffic before he opened the door of his vehicle. His eyes meeting suddenly with the unfamiliar man, the boy panicked slightly. Oh fuck, I would be running. Fuck that, I would be straight up down the road. Like, straight up down the road. Nightingale, okay? Skylark, okay? They've secured the 2 blocks around us. We're good to go. The man in the passenger seat whispered quietly. Nodding in acknowledgement, the man opened the door and stood before the boy. Okay, it's you. Are you Toshiki Inugai? While acting that, the man peered at the boy's name tag. Toshiki Inugai. I'm just gonna say Inugai. I don't care if it's wrong or not. It kinda sounds better. The name was written plainly there. Yeah, he's the congressman's kid. So they kidnapped him. Okay, it's a lot better than what I thought it was gonna be. Okay, that's good. Just, ransom. Let me guess, they're gonna hold him ransom until he calls off the damn project. I have a strong feeling about that. I have a feeling that's what they're ransoming for. No other reason to get his kid, really. The phone rang for a third time. If he'd reached out, he could easily pick it up with the receiver. However, he was concerned that if he picked it up before it had even finished ringing once, whoever was on the other end of the line would think him a fairly cheap person. True, you have to time when you pick up phones. You give it the 3 or 4 rings, then you pick it up. So then it seems like you were doing something, and that you took time out of your day to answer the phone. And then they usually get straight to the point. Good old psychology there. That's why he normally never picked up the phone until the 3rd ring. Even he thought it was a worthless habit. However, his thinking that there isn't much meaning in waiting for just 3 rings, wouldn't waiting for 5 be alright, was very much a reality. His mind filled with such trifling thoughts, he picked up the phone after the 3rd ring had finished, its reverb dampening by his action. Yes. Hello? Hello? Oh god, no. I'd hang up. Second hello, hang up. Immediately. Nope. He knew that something, sometimes due to a malfunction at the switchboard, calls didn't connect well. I don't give a fuck. At those times, it was best to hang up and let the person on the other end call again. Thinking that, the moment he began to hang up the phone, he sensed that he was definitely connected after all. He felt the presence of the person on the other end of the line keeping silent. Nope. I'd slam that fucker down so hard. That second hello and you don't hear anything at all? Nope. Disconnect the phone for a couple hours? Nope. Hello? Nope. Keep hanging up? Nope. There was no way they didn't hear his question. What was the meaning of this? It wasn't like he didn't know that people could use silent calls to harass others. However, he'd never received a call like that until today. Maybe he was just lucky before, but he didn't believe that he would receive such a call on this phone. There was no direct calls to or from this line. Everything had to go through an operator. Therefore, there was absolutely no way the call would be connected unless it was verified there was somebody else on the other end of the line. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Oh, fuck you. After the first hello, I would have hung up. Oh, fuck that. Oh, this is probably the senator. Or a police officer. Either one. Well, no, he would have answered, this is whatever police station. Or maybe a private investigator. I don't know. I guarantee it's the senator. And they're gonna, intimidate him with his son or whatever. Put on his son. Oh, that's fucked if they do that. I just have a feeling they will. That's why he didn't understand how to deal with the silent call, and instead settled into confusion. Hang up. I don't know who you are, but if you have nothing to say, I'm going to hang up. Please call again some other time. Intending that to be a parting line, he made to slam down the receiver. It was at that moment the person on the other end spoke for the first time. You didn't say who you were, so I was anxious. If you're not Minister Inugai, please hang up right away. Hey. Well, Senator, Minister, same thing. I'm used to calling anyone ahead of any kind of government position a senator. Sorry. Oops. Whatever. Minister. Same thing though, really. He probably has the exact same job a senator would have on construction. My point still stood, I was right. God, ooh, I would hate... Nope, I would hang up, I wouldn't care. Even if I was. He couldn't help but be surprised by the extremely strange voice on the other end of the line. Was there a human alive who could speak with like this speak with this hoarse and metallic voice. No, this was a voice he had heard somewhere before. That was the kind of voice that was on those lowbrow documentaries that they'd use when they wanted to hide the identity of a speaker, wasn't it? The voice he was hearing over the line was exactly like that. Who are you? As I said, that's what I want to ask. Are you Minister Inugai? He, Inugai, hesitated to answer. Unable to discern the intent of this suspicious phone call, he had a vague feeling that something was off. He thought about hanging up the phone and asking the operator who initiated the call. However, he forced himself to restrain that urge for the time being, choose to state his name and listen. That's right. This is Inugai. I said my name, now you say yours. My name doesn't matter. First of all, let's begin by thinking about the situation you're in right now. Right now you're sitting in your chair, talking on the phone, yes? Then why don't you try opening the lower drawer to your right? Yes, sir. Fuck you, oh, fuck no. Any kind of those phone calls that do that shit? Oh, hell no, I would have hung up at the second hello. That's just me. The lowest drawer to the right of the minister's chair. There's a lock on it, not enough to function as a safe, but nevertheless, it was a drawer that contained some valuable things. That's why Inugai thought if the person wanted some of the important information contained within that drawer. Sorry, but I don't have any intention of opening that. I have no reason to follow orders from somebody who won't even give me his name. If you don't open that drawer, I'll hang up the phone. You will most likely end up regretting that. Why don't you think about opening that drawer first? Inugai didn't like following orders from this suspicious person one bit. However, he was concerned about what the man said about regretting it, so he decided to open the drawer. He finds his kid's head. Oh, fuck! He took the small key he kept stowed in his wallet and unlocked the drawer. His hand stopped right up before he opened it. What if there's a bomb inside, and it would explode if the drawer was open? That's stupid. Because he wouldn't regret that. He would regret opening it, not regret not opening it. And of course he's using reverse psychology, blah 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 blah. But nah. It's probably like a picture of his son. Like bound and gagged or whatever. And said, yes, we have your son. If you did not whatever, the damn project, then he dies. If you hang up, he dies. That kind of shit. That delusion took hold of him. He quelled that instinct and opened it. Boom! Did you do it? The thing that's in there, do you know what it is? What's the meaning of this? Hey! I don't think there's any need for me to explain, is there? I'll give you some time, so please think about it a little. I'll contact you again later. Now then, pardon me. Hey! Wait! Hello? Hello? The call had already ended. That would not change no matter how much he yelled at it. Even still, Inugai, without realizing that, continued yelling into the receiver for a while. The drawer was still open. On top of the folders crammed into the drawer, it lay there. Toshiki Inugai. Oh, well, or the kid's name tag, whatever. It would have still been better if they, put his fucking arm. Here you go, have an arm. Written in plain lettering on a grade schooler's name tag, just lying there. Enshrined there, completely out of place, as if it were cowering. It's a work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons or organizations is completely coincidental. Higurashi when they cry. Do you remember Yuki? This picture. This is where I first proposed to you. Or Yukai. Whatever. That brief moment before you nodded back. You probably wouldn't know just how much It seemed like an eternity to me. Yeah, I would have never thought that the amount of time could feel like an eternity. Compared to how long I had to wait for you to propose to me, it was. From that moment I met you until today. Compared to the time I've spent since I was born, it might only be a brief period, but they were definitely precious, beautiful days that deserve to be called an eternity. That time continues even now. From now on. I wonder if it'll be a boy. Or maybe a girl. Either one is fine. Boy or girl, either way, it's living proof that we love each other. If it's a boy, we'll name it after you. Mamoru. If it's a girl, we'll put the Yuki from my name in hers. Thinking about names is so fun, that in the end we still haven't decided yet. There's still time to puzzle over it. Not that a lot of time actually. Not that long of a time actually. Jesus. Can't read. You see, Yuki, there's something I have to apologize for today. It's my job. Sorry. It looks like an annoying bit of work has come up. In the worst case, I might not be able to be there for the delivery. Oh, fuck, that would suck. God, I would be so fucking depressed. I would tell my work to shove it. I wouldn't give a fuck. Fuck off. I don't care. And they say, oh, you can be fired. I don't give a fuck. I can get a job anywhere else. Because that's important. That's your first child, probably. Probably. Well, they say it's a symbol of our love, so I assume it's their first child. Because if you're having your second child, you would have already said your first one's the symbol of your love. It's just an addition. Yeah, I would tell them to shove it. I wouldn't care. Depending on how close it is. If it's like a couple days from now, oh, hell no. I would be fucking there. Come on. You can't fucking miss that. Dude. Come on. Priorities. It's fine. You have a very important job. What you do protects the way we live. Compared to you, it's nothing. Please go ahead. When you return, I'll be waiting here with our child. Thank you. Also, I'm sorry. Please don't apologize. If you feel guilty about it, then you can just atone. If I atone that much, no matter how much money I have, it won't be enough. Haha, it's a joke. Now go on. Oh, no. Oh, that would be so brutal. Oh, God, I wouldn't even want to imagine that. That would be so tough. I would hate that. I would feel so bad. I would feel the worst. I would feel the absolute worst. God, that would be terrible. As I left the room, I bumped into an elderly man. It was Yuki's father. In other words, my father-in-law. Father. I didn't want to intrude, so I waited in the hall. I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but I heard. Oh, fucking old people. Every time. Every fucking time. Oh, I didn't mean to overhear you talking about this. I was whispering in a different home. I just happened to overhear it. Fuck you. Go. Yuki is that kind of girl. No matter what happens, she doesn't want you to hold you back. I have forced Yuki to give up on so many things. To put her through this during childbirth. Such an important time in her life. I'm ashamed. God, that would fucking... No. That's where I draw the line. Important moments like that you can't miss. If you really feel that way, when you're done with your work, make some time for Yuki. She'll be happier with that than you passing your work off on somebody else. Thank you. I know full well you do important work. Be proud in what you do. Yuki is looking forward to your triumphant return. Yeah. God, I wouldn't miss it. Because so many things can happen during childbirth. It's such an emotional time. And so many things can go wrong or go right. You need the... God, I wouldn't... No. Too many things can happen. It's so unpredictable. I would have to be there. That'd be terrible. I jumped into the taxi that was waiting outside. Compared to the time when I first got here, The numbers of the fare meter had grown considerably. It seemed the modest time Yuki and I had spent together wasn't so modest from an objective point of view. Is she already fucking in the hospital? Oh god, no. She's like getting ready to give birth soon. Sorry to keep you waiting. Go ahead. No worries. Well, then off we go. The taxi jerked as it changed gears to accelerate. Soon bearing the hospital my wife was in behind a throng of buildings. God, no. If she's already in the hospital, she's pretty damn close to giving birth. Oh, hell no. I wouldn't leave. God, it's so soon. It can probably wait, whatever it is. If it was about to end up as a really troublesome ordeal, I probably wouldn't be returning for quite some time. To call a rookie like me on top of that, one who's off duty, it seemed that the section chief was calling for all hands on deck. The veteran upper brass gathered on an emergency basis happened occasionally. This was the first time, though, that I had experienced everybody gathering together like this. Whatever was happening, there was no doubt it was going to be something novel. Right when my wife was ready to give birth. If I wanted to spend the time to curse my misfortunes, I'd be here all day. Even the verdant ginkgo trees verdant ginkgo trees lining the street that always brightened my mood seemed to lack some of their usual luster. It needed to be an ER instead of RE. Can you spell it that way? I'm pretty sure it's ER. Unless there's some fucking, like, French way to spell it. One moment, and I will tell you. Yeah, it's fucking... Okay. No, it's just, strange. Yeah, just... Okay, so typo there. Or autocorrect fucking up. Eventually, the government office came into view. Briefly holding my breath, I felt the feelings of tension course through my body once again. I had to remember the work I was doing was important, necessary, and difficult. I composed myself and sharpened my wit. I compressed myself down into the size of a penny and decided to roll inside. Ready? The taxi stopped in front of the building. Oh, Tokyo. Metropolitan Police Department Public Safety Division. Chief, everybody's here. Akasa, could you close the blinds? The blinds were usually closed when they needed to use the projector, or if the discussion was going to contain some particularly disturbing content. Ooh. The blinds closed with a satisfying sound, darkening the interior of the room. God, it always is satisfying to close blinds. It really is. That's my fucking guilty pleasure. Closing blinds. Blah. Immediately, the inside of the room was completely drained of the pleasant morning atmosphere, leaving behind only the cold illumination of the fluorescent lighting. After the supervisor ensured that everyone was present, he nodded to the section chief once again. With everybody on the edge of their seats, the chief stood up solemnly and began to give his report. Approximately 48 hours ago, the Minister of Construction's grandson, who is also the son of one of his staff leaders, is believed to have been kidnapped. Fuck it, can wait. It is believed that the minister, in an effort to resolve matters amicably, God damn it, I never can fucking say this word. Amicably, chose not to report the situation to the police and plans to cede to the demands imposed upon him. It seemed that approximately 48 hours earlier, the Minister of Construction grandson and those of his senior staff members were kidnapped. The reason why it was phrased that way was because the person in question didn't admit it had happened. Based on the results of the surveillance constructed on the minister's residence, multiple suspicious phone calls from what is believed to be outside the city took place. The abducted child is said to be under treatment for some illness, but there is no trace of any hospital records or witnesses to such effect. Due to that, the various other reasons, we believe without a doubt that a kidnapping has occurred. Here, they omitted the detail that brought this incident to light. If you think about it a bit, that meant that before this incident happened, the minister's residence had been under surveillance already, and won't use the words spied upon. Of course, there wouldn't have been court approval for this, and it would have been very hard to explain to ordinary citizens. However, it was quite an effective method to catch wind of incidences like this before they got worse. I'd like for you to understand that detailing with these cases before they become a problem is the job of the Public Safety Division. Why is he just following their demands instead of reporting this to the police? The fact that a minister can't even trust the police, what is the world coming to? It seems the group of perpetrators demonstrated that they have quite a high level of surveillance on the minister and themselves when they conduct the kidnappings.